Hello students, myself Jinali Shah from Saraswat International Academy. Today we will begin with the next chapter in the unit number 7, the chapter number 5. The name of the chapter is Principle of Inheritance and Variation. But before starting the chapter, I would like to ask you certain questions. Have you ever wondered why an elephant gives birth to a baby elephant and not any other animal? Why a mango seed forms only the mango tree and not any other tree? Are the offsprings identical to their parents, or do they show certain variations in some of the characteristics? Have you ever wondered that some siblings, they sometimes look so similar and some siblings, they do not show the similarities? Have you ever wondered this type of questions? If yes, then the answers to these questions are dealt scientifically in a field of biology, and that field of biology which deals to answer this question is called as the genetics. The answers to all such questions is given in the field of biology called as the genetics. So now, what do you mean by the term genetics? So basically, the term genetics, it means the collective study of heredity and variations. So here again there are two terms, one is heredity and another one is the variation. What is genetics? Genetics is the collective study of heredity and variations. So here we are dealing with the two important terminologies. One is the heredity and another one is the variations. So first of all, we will define each of these terms. So the heredity. So what do you mean by the term heredity? So basically, heredity means the transmission of the characters from parents to offsprings, that is called as the heredity, or you can say transmission of characters from one generation to the next generation, that is called as the heredity. And the next one is the variations. What do you mean by the term variations? So basically, the differences among the members of same species as well as the differences within the progeny of the same parents, that is called as the variations. So two terms, students. One is the heredity. What do you mean by heredity? It is the transmission of characters from parents to offsprings. And next one is variation, which means differences among the members of same species and progeny of the same parents, which means, see students, we all are human beings, yet we all are different. So that is called as the variations. Variations means differences within the individuals of the same species, as well as we are not exactly similar to our parents. We do not look exactly like our parents. So that differences within the progeny of the same parents, what is that called as? It is called as the variations. So basically, genetics is a field of biology which deals with the heredity or also called as inheritance, which means the transmission of the characters from parents to offspring. As well as it also deals with the variation, which means the differences amongst the individuals of the same species as well as in the progeny of the same parents. So that is regarding the variation. So students, we will now deal with the historical background related to the field of genetics. Now students, the field of genetics is not a new field. Our ancestors, they were using this field, but they were not knowing the scientific basis of this particular field. See students, human knew from early as 8000 to 1000 BC that basically one of the causes of the variation is the sexual reproduction. Human knew from as early as 8000 to 1000 BC that one of the main cause of the variation is the sexual reproduction. Now students, we have already studied the process of the sexual reproduction. Now we know that what do you mean by the sexual reproduction? So basically in sexual reproduction there are two things. One is the formation of the gametes and another one is the fusion of the gametes. This process is nothing but it is the process of the fertilization. Now the product by the fusion of the gamete is the zygote, and it is this zygote which will form the new individuals. So from this, human they knew that the variation, what are variation? The changes which occur within the members of the same species. And this variation, one of the reason for the variation is the sexual reproduction. Now how could sexual reproduction be one of the reason for the variation? So we know that during the process of sexual reproduction, formation of gametes take place, that is male and female gametes are formed, and after the formation of the gametes, the fusion of the gametes takes place, that is the male and female gamete they unite, the process is called as fertilization, which results in the formation of the zygote, and it is from this zygote that the new individual is formed. Now as zygote is formed due to the fusion of the gametes, it is containing the male gamete as well as the female gamete. So of course it is one of the main reason for the sexual reproduction. So since earlier times human beings were knowing that one of the causes for the variation is the sexual reproduction. We have seen that how sexual reproduction is one of the reason for the variation. The reason is the zygote, and the zygote which is formed as a result of the fusion of the gametes. So what human beings did? They exploited the variations that were naturally present in the wild populations of the plants and animals to selectively breed and select the organisms which possessed the desirable characters. Now what human beings did? They exploited the variations. They have seen the variety of the variations present in the wild populations of the plants and animals. From these variations they selected the desirable characters and they brought about the process of the breeding. For example, through artificial selection and domestication from the ancestral wild cows, we have well-known Indian breeds like Sahiwal cows of Punjab. So basically the Sahiwal cows of Punjab, how are they developed? So basically through the process of artificial selection and domestication of the wild ancestral form, they form the well-known Sahiwal cows of Punjab. But students, we should keep in mind that the ancestors, though our ancestors knew about the inheritance of characters and variations, but they had a very little idea about the scientific basis of this phenomena. Our ancestors, they knew about the inheritance of characters and variations. They knew that the characters were passing from one generation to another generation. They knew that there are differences, natural differences which occurs within the population. But how this inheritance and variation takes place, what are the scientific reasons for these variations, for this inheritance, they had very little idea. So that is regarding the historical background of the genetics. Now students, before starting the chapter, or what are the topics covered in the chapter, first of all we will deal with the certain genetical terms which will be regularly used in the chapter. So first of all we should know certain terms which are related to genetics. So first term related to genetics is factors. So basically what are factors? So basically they are the units of heredity which are responsible for the inheritance and appearance of the characters. So factors, they are the units of heredity. It is the factors which are transmitted from one generation to the next and are responsible for the appearance of the character. These factors were called as genes by Johansen, and it was Mendel, who is known as the father of genetics, who used the term factors. These factors were later renamed as genes by the scientist Johansen. So basically what are factors? They are the units of heredity, that is they are transmitted from one generation to next generation and are responsible for the appearance of the characters. Genes is the name given to the factors by Johansen. It was Mendel, who is known as the father of genetics, who used the term factors. Now we use the term gene for the factors. Now the next term is the alleles. What do you mean by the term allele? So alternative forms of a gene. What is allele? They are the alternative forms of the genes which are located on the same position, or you can say loci, on the homologous chromosome. What are alleles? They are the alternative forms of the genes which are located on the same position on the homologous chromosomes. Now we know that genes are the units of heredity, and genes, they always occur in a pair. Now we know that the paired chromosomes are known as the homologous chromosome. So say for example, this is one paired chromosome. Okay. Now this chromosome contains a gene called for the height of the plant. Say for example, that gene is called as capital T. So now you can see, these are the homologous chromosome. This chromosome contains the genes which are located on the same position on the homologous chromosome. So what are these two called as? They are called as alleles. Same way again, these are the genes, these are the homologous chromosome, and these are the genes which are located at the same position on the homologous chromosome. So all these structures you can see that these are the homologous chromosome containing the genes at the same position on the homologous chromosomes. So what are they called as? They are called as the alleles. Alternative forms. Genes always occur in pair and they are located at the same position on the homologous chromosome. What is that called as? That is called as an alleles. Now there are two terms. One is phenotype and another one is the genotype. So what do you mean by the phenotype? the external and the morphological appearance of an organism for a particular character. What do you mean by phenotype? The external and the morphological appearance of an organism for a particular character. Say for example, if I consider the height. So when we take the human being, say for example the students in your class, they are of the different height. So that is the height which is expressed externally. What is that called as? It is called as the phenotype. The next term is the genotype. So basically it means the genetic constitution or the genetic makeup of an organism for a particular character. So now, what does it mean? As I told you in phenotype, say for example, we consider height as an character. So height we are able to see. Whatever we are able to see, that is a phenotype. But the character height is expressed by the gene. So what is genotype? So basically the genetic constitution for a particular character within an organism, it is called as the genotype. So what is genotype? For a character, the genes are responsible and the genes together constitute the genotype. So two terms, genotype and the phenotype. Phenotype is the external appearance of the character, but that external appearance of the character is due to the presence of the genes, and that genes constitute the genotype of an organism. Now another genetical term is homozygous. What does homozygous mean? So we know that zygote, it is formed by the fusion of two gametes. Now if that two gametes contain the identical factors, then it is called as homozygote, and the organisms which are developed from the homozygote are called as homozygous. As I called you that genes occur in pair. Say for example, the father contains the gene for a height, say for example capital T, and the female gamete is having capital T, small t. Now when the gametes are formed, what it will result? One gamete will have capital T, another gamete will also have capital T. But here one gamete will have the gene capital T and another gamete will have the gene small t. Now these are what? These all structures are the gametes. What are they? They are the gametes. Now how is zygote formed? It is formed by the fusion of the gamete. Now if the zygote is formed by the fusion of capital T and capital T, then that condition is called as homozygote, and the individual which is developed from this zygote is called as the homozygous. Clear, students? Now opposite to that is the another term, heterozygous. What does that mean? Zygote is formed by the fusion of two gametes carrying different factors. That zygote is called as the heterozygote, and the individuals which are developed from this zygote, it is called as the heterozygous. Again we take the same example. Say for example, the male individual is having the gene capital T. The female individual is having the gene capital T, small t. So students, now you only tell the gametes here formed will be, both the gametes will contain the gene capital T. Here one gamete will contain the gene capital T and another gamete will contain the gene small t. Now if the fusion occurs between these two gametes, one is capital T and small t from the female. So here the zygote will be formed which have the genetic constitution capital T, small t. So for a height character we have two different alleles. One is capital T, small t, and here zygote is formed. So this zygote is called as heterozygote, and the individuals which are developed from this zygote are called as the heterozygous. So that are the two terms, homozygous and heterozygous. Now the last term we will be dealing is the phenocopy. So what do you mean by phenocopy? It refers to the individuals whose phenotype has been altered by the environment to a state which resembles the phenotype associated with the another genotype. Now we know the term phenotypes and genotypes. What do you mean by the phenotype? The external appearance of an organism. For a particular character, it is called as phenotype. And what is genotype? So the genetic constitution of an organism for a particular character, that is called as an genotype. Now here is a term phenocopy. What is phenocopy? An individuals whose phenotype has been altered due to certain environmental factors. Okay, and the new phenotype which is formed, it resembles to the genotype, it is resembling to the another genotype. Say for example, this is a tree, tall tree, this is a short tree. Suppose here the height of this tree is represented by the gene capital T, and the height of this tree is represented by the gene small t. Now here this due to some environmental factors, say, so for example due to heavy rain or due to some winds etc., the height of this tree has been altered. Okay, and basically what is the genotype of this tree? It is capital T. But due to the certain environmental factors, what happened? The height of the tree have been reduced. Now this phenotype, it resembles what? It resembles to the genotype small t. But actually what is the genotype of this particular tree? It is capital T. But due to certain environmental factors, the height of the tree has been altered, and the height refers, this particular height is same as that resembled by the gene small t. So what is this called as? Phenocopy. Phenocopy means phenotype has been altered and it is copied to the phenotype which is represented by the another genotype. We should keep in mind that it is not inheritable. The phenocopies are never inheritable. Now there are other two terms. One is wild allele and another one is the mutant allele, which we will be studying later on. Basically in a population, that original allele which is dominant in expression and basically it is widespread in a population. A particular allele, original allele, which is always dominant in expression and it is widespread in a population, that is called as a wild allele, which we will study later on in the chapter. And another term is the mutant allele, which is formed by the mutation in the wild allele. So basically a allele formed by the mutation in the wild allele and it is always recessive in expression, then what is that called as? That is called as mutant allele. These two terms which we will deal in the later part of the chapter. So students, now before basically the main part of the chapter we will be studying in the next video. So I would like to conclude today's topic. So what we have studied today? So basically earlier we studied the certain questions which arises in mind, like always a elephant will give birth to the elephant and not other elements, other animals. A mango seed will form a mango tree and not any other tree. We have also studied that certain questions that the siblings, they may look similar to each other or they may be different to another. So scientific answers to all these questions is given by the field called as the genetics. So what was genetics? It is a collective study of the heredity and variations. We have studied these two terms. What is heredity? So it means the transmission of the characters from one generation to the next, and another term is the variation, which means the differences within the individuals of the same organisms or same species, as well as from in the progeny of the same parents. So that was regarding the variations. We have studied certain history regarding to genetics. The field of the genetics is not new. Human beings since 8000 to 1000 BC, they were using this thing, but they knew the reason, one of the reason for the variation is sexual reproduction. What did they do? They carried out the artificial selections from the wild population, breeding was done and the organisms were developed. One of the example we studied is the Sahiwal cows, which were developed by the domestication and breeding of the wild ancestral forms. Then we have studied regarding the certain genetical terms which are required to study genetics. Those genetical terms were factors, which were the units of heredity. Factors was used by Mendel, and these factors were later called as genes, which was given by Johansen. Then we studied the terms genotypes and phenotypes. What is genotype? The genetic constitution for a particular character, it is called as a genotype, and the external appearance of an organism for a particular character is phenotype. And different from these two is a phenocopy, which means, what is phenocopy? It refers to the individuals whose phenotype have been altered due to various environmental factors, and the new phenotype resembles the genotype of the other. So that was phenocopy. We have also studied the terms homozygous and heterozygous. What was homozygous? So basically zygote formed by the fusion of two gametes which have the identical factors is called as homozygote, and the individuals formed from this zygote are called as homozygous. Similarly, we have studied heterozygote, that a zygote formed by the fusion of two gametes which have the dissimilar factors, or you can say different types of the factors. It is called as heterozygote, and the individuals which are developed from this zygote are called as the heterozygous. So students, today we end our lecture here. The main part of our chapter we will be dealing with it in the another video. Thank you students.